Hey everyone, welcome to our first PHP tutorial. Today I'm going to show you can send an email by using HTML to another email address, and also how we can make the validation for the email address. So what we need first is we need to have an HTML form. I already created here. If you wanna have the code, HTML code here, you can go to tutorialrevit.com and you will be able to see the code and explanations, and also you are going to be able to download the source code. This one and the PHP code you're going to be able to download. Okay, and this is the HTML form here. Name, email, details, and send button. And now we can do the PHP. The first thing I want you to know is to use a mail function. This is what we're going to use. We are going to use a mail function in PHP. You need to have an installed and working mail system in your server. If you have a web hosting company, they did it already for you. But if you don't have a web company and you're just using your home server, if you're using something like Apache server, what you need to do, you need to go to a php.ini file and configure that file. Okay, now we can start. The mail function is that. So we are going to have a to variable. We are going to have a subject. We are going to have message. We are going to have headers. This is the main function. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send it to myself, right? So this is my test mail address at mail.com, and my subject is going to be test, or I'll say this is test, and I have a message. My message, I'm gonna read my message from the detail box in my HTML form. How I'm gonna do that? So what I'm gonna say in my message, it's going to be from my post, and I name it details. This is going to be the name of the place you're looking for. So I'll come here, my text area, I name it details. So you're gonna put here the name of the text area that I don't know how you name it, but you can name it however you want to, but I named it as details, so I'm just gonna put it right there. Okay, headers. What it's gonna be is, what I'm gonna do with that, I want to have a from, and it's going to be from someone, right? Someone from the email address. Someone is sending that from one person has another email address and sending that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat that email as an email. I will say post. So it is going to be the email text area here. So I need to read the email from here. So how I named it as an email also here. So I'm gonna put here email, and that's it. Now actually we're able to send a mail, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we are going to the validation. So I just want to paste this. This is so EREGI. It is a EREGI is case insensitive regular expression match. So, and this is the regular expression what we need to use for validating the email. That sign here means the email address we're going to check has to start one of the characters in these brackets. So the email address can start with underscore, A or Z, I mean alphabet, any character from alphabet, and it can be a number or a dash, or you can say hyphen. And this one here, the dollar sign, it says the email address we are taking from the email area has to end with a character, but the character has to be 2, 3, or 4 letters. So this is for end, and the other one is for begin. And the rest here, okay, these are the characters. The email address we're gonna check can start, you have to start underscore, a character from alphabet, numbers, or a hyphen or dash, and that can continue with the same thing. So it can be numbers, characters like alphabetic characters between A and Z, underscores or dash. But there's also something important. They all have to be. If you're gonna use A or B, they're not going to be capital. So if you enter something like capital, it will give you an error. And here we have to have an at somewhere after the characters, and then after at we can also have underscore, a character between A and Z, a number or a hyphen or dash, and then the final after that you need to have something like .com, .us, you know, .ru, and that has to be 2, 3, or 4 characters. It's going to be the end, and we're gonna check the email with that. We have also another sign here that means not. So if the regular expression doesn't match with the email address, so we need to give an error. So what we're gonna say is, please go back and enter a my mistake, go back and enter a valid email. Alright, this is what we're gonna say to the user. And if everything works fine, we are going to send the mail. And we can save. Alright, so this is the code. This is the code for sending a mail from the HTML form and validating the email address. And I'm going to show you how you can send it and if it's work or not. And if you have an error, something like if you don't have a mail server or a mail system installed and working, and if it gives you an error, what kind it will be, I'll show you that in the next tutorial, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.